Operation Kaveri was not a one-off. It was a particularly complicated operation. Actually, this was the most dangerous operation. Having seen a series of these operations from 2015 when we did the Yemen Operation Rahat, actually this was the most dangerous operation. It was an operation where people put their lives at risk. There were quite a few embassies in Khartoum. When the fighting started, most of the embassies left very quickly. Our embassy stayed. Our embassy stayed because there were Indians in Khartoum. And I finally had to, when all the Indians had left, even then my embassy was there. And I finally, on the day when the ceasefire broke down, I actually had to order them saying, you're putting your lives at risk. Please relocate within Sudan. The whole operation was actually hugely complex. I'm speaking of 17 flights and 5 ships, but that is the final end of the operation that you are seeing. Actually, the people out there, the team handling it, had to hire buses, get petrol in the black market because the petrol, fuel was very difficult. Had to negotiate checkpoints. I think some of you would have seen stories in the newspaper of what the people who came out, they spoke about being threatened, about being robbed, about being assaulted. Whatever they went through, those who stayed behind took much more than that. And yet it was their job to keep it running. And, during this period, I would say maybe we had 60 to 70 buses. And people actually, the last lot of people traversed through the length of Sudan to finally reach the port through a very long route because they were avoiding the fighting. An Air Force plane land at a I would say, not an unprepared airstrip, but an airstrip which was not regularly functional, in very poor condition, where a plane previously coming in had been shot up, had been fired at and hit. And yet these people took the risk of landing there with very little help from the, I think the air traffic controller was non-existent, I think if my understanding is right. So they landed there in a sense using old-fashioned skills, taking a big chance. And to me, whether the courage shown by the people landing was only matched with the courage shown by the embassy staff on the ground who had rounded up the people and taken them there through very difficult circumstances so that they could be very quickly loaded on the plane.